All right, YouTube, what's up? We're at the range today. We're comparing the 365 from Sig to the Hellcat. These are the two that I've pretty much narrowed it down for me as meeting a specific need in a carry gun. I usually carry a larger gun, most like 90% of the time, but there is times where I need something small like this. And I've narrowed it down to these two after doing shooting some other guns, evaluating them and such. So the Hellcat has an optic, the Sig does not. But I do have a slide on the way from Sig with an optic, so that'll be very good comparison. What we're really mainly looking for here is recoil impulse, snappiness, accuracy. I might shoot this better because of the dot. So I might have to do that test in a separate test. So what I think I'll focus on today is recoil impulse, magazine changes, doing drills. I'm gonna have a Legion target up here. All right, I'm gonna do some more 1R1s with the Hellcat and the Sig. Right there. Slide did not lock back, but the gun is empty. It's because of this placement around this side of this stupid slide release right where my thumbs rest. It's gonna happen time and time again. I can guarantee it. See, this is my biggest problem with Springfields. My XDS was the same way. It forces me to push my hands down further on the gun. I don't want to do that. I like to ride it high as I can. Recoil control. So let's do one more, but this happens all the time on this gun. And you don't know these kind of things unless you come out and do this type of training. And this is important. In a self-defense situation, if you had a malfunction, you had to do a quick reload, you could be, you're gonna have to rack the slide, and you can work that problem, but they're that much slower than a gun that locks back on the slide lock. That is 3 times in a row. Switching to the Sig. Oh, that reload out of the pocket is so slow. But slide locks back every time. All right, let's see if we can get this Hellcat to work for me and not have a slide lock problem. Same thing. I'm gonna have to deliberately change my grip on this gun. And that's a no-go. If I do, I have to hold it down here. Yeah, I just have to be conscious of it. All right, we're back from the range. Wanted to talk more about these guns, the shooting experience. Did a bunch of drills with both of these, and I shoot them both pretty equally well, I'd say. That people will say the Hellcat has a more recoil, it's snappier than the P365, than a lot of the other guns. The only one I think that's fair to compare it to, though, is the 365 because it's the same size. All the other ones are a little bit bigger, so yeah, they're gonna shoot softer. That's just how it is, you know. Maybe the Glock 43, but that's really not in the conversation because it's small mag capacity. But anything like the 43X and the 48 and the Shield Plus and the Max 9, all those guns are bigger. They have bigger grips, and that's why they're not included in this test, because they don't meet my needs there. But you know, these two I think were very, very comparable, so I wanted to compare them. And I ran into one big issue. Reliability-wise, great for both guns, shot them both well, no problems. But when I started doing drills and I started doing one-on-ones, that's where I ran into an issue. And I remember back in the day, I'll show you this is clear, magazine's out. Back in the day, I had an XDS. That was my carry gun for a while. Really liked it, but I had one issue with that gun which made me sell it. Unfortunately, that issue still exists on the Hellcat, and that is the the slide lock lever, where it's placed. As you saw in the footage, I ran into a lot of times in those one-on-ones where the slide would not lock back. Now it's because I'm riding this slide stop, because the way this gun fits my hand ergonomically, and I try to get as high up on a grip as I can to really help control that recoil. So if I'm up here, way up here, guess where that thumb rests? Right on the slide lock. That's exactly the issue I had with the XDS, which made me sell it. Because no other gun I shoot has that issue. No other gun I have has a slide lock lever that far back. Look at the Sig. It's quite a bit farther forward. My thumb doesn't even touch it, right? So I'm up here, I'm not touching it, I'm not riding it, never have any issues with that. Same with my Glocks, my Shadow Systems MR920, my CZ P10S, my Smith & Wesson M&P 2.0, no problems with slide lock ever. It's freaking Springfield and their dumb design of putting it right here, and they do it on a lot of their guns, and it will not work for me. It's really unfortunate because I really like the Hellcat. I like the way it shoots. I like the grip texture is really good. I like that it holds one more round than the Sig. I like that it comes optics ready. I like that it has nice sights. Like, there's so many good things going for this gun. I love these little gas pedals up here that they included on the stock gun. That's typically something you'd find, you know, on an aftermarket stipple job. The Sig certainly does not have that, as you can see. But at the end of the day, this is a no-go for me, because I can't have a gun not lock back in the last round, because you don't. What if you have you're in a self-defense situation and you have a malfunction or something, you have to clear it, or your magazine runs dry, you have to put a new mag in, and you goes click, and there's there's an empty slide or a closed slide, and you have to rack it again, and it's just extra stuff that could go wrong. Whereas if I empty this mag on the Sig, I know every single time that it's gonna lock back, and then I can slam a new mag in. I don't slingshot, I use a slide release, but you know what I mean. Like, much faster, and it's reliable, and it happens every single time. And I'm not going to change my grip for one gun. I shoot all my other guns the same way, where I get as high as I can on this grip, thumbs forward, to control that recoil, especially on these little snappy guns, because they are just inherently snappier than like Glock 19. But I'm not gonna I have my Hellcat, I have to hold the gun down here more, because look what it does. If I try to avoid that, it's just awkward. Like, my hands don't feel right, and it automatically pushes my thumb up. If I push them down here, I don't have as good a grip. I don't have as much pressure on the gun on both sides, and I'm gonna have more snappier recoil. That might be why people have recoil issues with this gun, because it's a 9mm round. It's shooting the same round as this is. Recoil should be the same. Weight-wise, they're about the same. I would say the Springfield has better grip texture, so it's easier to get a good grip on the gun. This is obviously the bigger mag. The smaller mag has some self-defense rounds in it, so I'm not gonna put it in. But I like everything about the Hellcat. I really do. Optics ready. It's not a plate system like Sig uses. It's directly mounted to the slide. Like, it's got so many good things going for it. But this is a no-go, because I would have to literally shoot this gun and train differently than I shoot my other handguns, and to me that's just not gonna happen. So the Sig is going to be the winner, and the gun that I was already carrying. Didn't need to go out and buy this. I'll tell you why. Why I bought the Hellcat was because I wanted an optics-ready small gun like this for my in particular use case. Well, Sig didn't have that. They had the 365 XL, which is a fantastic gun, carried it for a long time, but it's bigger. I needed something shorter in the grip. So what does Sig do right after I make the Hellcat video and compare the other ones? They come out with a slide. In fact, it actually had been out for a little while, but I had a couple weeks, but I had not heard about it. They came out with the P365X, which has this length slide, but the 365XL grip. That still wouldn't work for me. But then Sig, knowing as modular as the system is, with all their pistols, they decided to sell the slide with the optics cut for the 365. I found out like right after making that video, and I was like, sold, bought it, it's on its way. Hoping it would be here by now, but Sig took a few days to ship it. It won't be here until probably Monday or Tuesday next week, but I will do a follow-up video with that. It does come with the Romeo Zero on it. I'm not going to use the Romeo Zero. I'm going to put the Holosun on the Sig, but that was the only way I could buy it because the slide itself was sold out, so they had to buy it with the optic, which not a big deal, I'll sell the optic. But this is going to be the gun that fits that need. And it's funny because it's the OG. This is the OG as far as the micro pistols with double stack capacity, you know, the stack and a half magazines, right? This is the innovator right here, the 365. I've had this one for a long time and it's been 100% reliable. This is actually the second one of these I've owned, and I've owned the 365XL and I've liked them all. So a lot of aftermarket support for this. I plan on eventually getting a Parker Machine Company barrel and micro brake for this, which is going to make it shoot even flatter. I think it shoots pretty well now. There's trigger upgrades. There's all kinds of things you can do. I probably won't touch the trigger. This trigger doesn't bother me at all. It's fine. Honestly, it doesn't bother me. But I might do that, go that route as well. Sig even makes a different trigger for it. There's rail applications. You don't have to use a proprietary light. You know, the tactical development rail I've reviewed for the 365XL works on this gun. The Surefire TLR7 sub is made for this gun, as well as the did I say Streamlight? Streamlight TLR7 sub is made for this. The Surefire XSC, I think it's called, could be wrong on that, is also made for the Sig. Though it doesn't fit the Hellcat, it does fit the Hellcat, but the Streamlight, come to find out, does not. In fact, I need to cancel that order because it hasn't shipped yet. But I really do like this gun. I think the Hellcat fits better in my hand than the Sig. Granted, I have the 13-round mag. I mean, this is a 15-rounder. For some reason, I don't have any 12-rounders. Obviously, with the 12-round mag, it feels good. I won't carry it that way, though. I'll carry it with the smaller mag, so it's more concealable. But size-wise, they are literally, like, the same on top of each other. Like, you will not, maybe actually the Sig might be a hair smaller with but it does have, the Hellcat does have one extra round. So I do like a lot about the Hellcat, but this isn't a deal breaker. It was the same way as my XTS. I really like the XTS. That was a deal breaker. And I wish I would have thought about that when I bought it, thinking, oh, the slide release is in the exact same spot. It's horrible. It does not work for your hands. Well, you live and learn. So guys, the 365 will be that gun. Will fit that roll, and it's the OG. So back to the OG 365. There's a lot of good options on the market. The Hellcat might work for you. Maybe you have longer thumbs, or I don't know. Maybe you get your hand over like this more. That feels awkward as heck. I don't know. I'd have to like adjust my grip. I'm just not going to do that. This is my normal grip that I wear using all my handguns. It's never a problem except for this gun. So yeah, guys, that's going to wrap up this video. I know I'm rambling a little bit, but back to the 365. As soon as I get that optics plate and the optics cut slide with the red dot, I will post a video on it as well. Thanks for watching, and see you next time.